everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hi. I literally haven't filmed a single video this month. This is my first video that I'm filming in September and it's halfway through, so I apologize. I'm also in a new filming location. My dad put up this other side of bookshelves, but I figured I'm filming all the books that I want to read this fall, if you guys saw the title of this video, and so what better way for me to do it in front of my bookshelves that I recently decorated for fall too. I think they're super cute. When I think of fall, I think of two things. I think of Halloween, so like scary, spooky, thriller, mystery type of things, and then I also think of like small town, cozy, like Gilmore Girl vibes, and so those are the kind of books that I have picked out to read this fall. I have quite a stack right here, and I also have books that I want to read on my Kindle, so we're just gonna get started. So the first book that I want to read this fall, and I think is actually going to be my next read, is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I hear so many people talk about this book and so many people say it's their favorite book ever, and I'm mad I haven't read it yet. I'm reading the back. It seems that they were childhood friends and then they kind of separated for a while, didn't have any communication, and then I'm assuming they turned into lovers. So I'm excited for this. A lot of people on TikTok say it gives off fall vibes, and so perfect book for me to start my fall with. Next up, I have another Christina Lauren book. This is The Soulmate Equation. This one I've also been seeing all over TikTok, and I'm excited to read this one too. Oh, Jessica. I hate and I also love when characters have like the same name as me or someone I know, because I like picture myself or them then in the book instead of like a character, and so it's hard for me to like separate it. So I don't know, maybe I'll really like this book and I'll like the main character. I don't know. If I don't though, I'm probably gonna have to DNF this. But Jessica and what's the boy's name? River. Ooh, River and Jessica. Interesting. But this is about like a dating app that like takes your DNA and like sets you up with someone who like you're supposed to be like compatible with, and she takes the test. She's like, what did it say, 98%? Yep, 98% compatibility with the founder, so they like fake date. I don't know if this gives off fall vibes really, but when I see the color yellow, I think fall, and the cover is yellow. Next up, I have Say You Still Love Me by K.A. Tucker. I've had this one for a while, and I've been waiting for the fall to read it. This girl, she is the vice president at her dad's multi-billion-dollar real estate development firm, and she ends up running into the handsome new security guard at Callaway Group. Oh, Callaway. See, that's another thing with books. If I'm reading this and I hear Callaway, I'm gonna think of like The Addicted and Callaway Sister series, and I'm gonna think it's like their building. Like I get like so like in my head about little details like that. But anyway, it says she hasn't seen or heard from him since they were summer camp counselors together. I feel like it's mostly the cover that does this. Reading the back doesn't really seem like it's like fall like, but they're like in sweaters and boots on like a lake with like the forest in the back. I don't know, it seems fall like. Can't believe I haven't read this one yet. I feel like literally everyone has already read this, but it's a Spanish love deception by Elena Armas. I want to say that's how you say it. This I've seen all over TikTok. I've seen it all over Instagram. I know it's on Kindle Unlimited, but the way people are hyping this up, I was like, I need the paperback version to read this book because people are loving it. So I got the paperback, and it's pretty big. It's chunky. How many pages is this? 473. Wow. But I guess this one is supposed to be kind of like the hating game. Like she needs to go to a family wedding and needs a date, and so she takes one of her coworkers with her, but it's in Spain. I'm literally spending like all my time on freaking TikTok, on BookTok, but people love Aaron Blackford, so I'm excited to read about him. The next book that I plan on reading is Well Met by Jen and DeLuca. This one is a small town romance. It says Emily relocates to the small town of Willow Creek, Maryland to help her sister. But who could have anticipated getting roped into volunteering for the local Renaissance fair? Without the irritating and indescribable school teacher in charge of the volunteers would be so annoying that she finds it impossible to stop thinking about him. So small town got me and Renaissance got me. I don't know, Renaissance feels like fall, like the vibe, and so I want to read this one. I know this is like a series too. People say they like this one better than the second one, and I want to say the third one just came out too. I want to say I'm right. So I hope I like this, and I don't know, maybe I'll go buy the second and third depending on how much I like this one. So these next two books that I want to read are both by the same author. It is Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I want to read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. Shit. just dropped it. I hate when I drop books. It makes me sad. Daisy Jones and the Six is set in the 60s, and Evelyn, I want to say, is set in the 70s. Am I right? I don't know. It doesn't say on the back. But I'm excited to read both of these. This is about a Hollywood icon, and this is about a band. I am mad at myself that I have not read this next one. I tried to read it, I think, in January, and then I just didn't continue on. I literally think I got to like the second page. But it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This one, I feel, just gives fall vibes. And I need to read it this fall. If I don't read it this fall, I'm gonna be mad at myself. This is so many people's favorite book too, so I need to read it. And then, like I said earlier, I like scary, I like spooky, and so I have 2 thrillers picked out. I actually have, you can't see them, they're up here, but I have all my thrillers laid out, so maybe I'll get around to more. But the 2 that I really want to get to is The Silent Patient by Alex. Don't know how to say his last name, that is what it is. This is about a girl who shoots her husband, and then she just goes mute. She doesn't talk after she shoots him, and so this guy's trying to figure out why. And I feel like this will be really interesting to read, especially around Halloween. And then the other one is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This one is about this couple, and they seem like they have their life together. They're wealthy, they're good looking, but something weird is going on with Grace. She's not acting normal, so hopefully this is good. My mom said she read it and she liked it. It has okay Goodreads reviews. Sometimes that throws me off because I really trust what like my friends on there say, and so I hope I like it. I had this in my summer TBR if you guys watched that video, but I still have not finished the Addicted and Calloway Sister series. I am like halfway, not even halfway, like a third through Fuel the Fire. Like, I get sad thinking about finishing this series, and so I feel like I just keep pushing it off. But I need to finish it, and I think I'm gonna keep dragging it out because for Christmas, Easton, my boyfriend, is planning to buy me all of the Like Us series, and so I want to finish Some Kind of Perfect and then right go into the kids world because I know it's gonna make me sad right after I finish that. So I think I'm just going to keep kind of pushing this off, but I do really want to finish this one this fall, and hopefully Long Way Down, which is up here. I don't know if you can see that. And then save Some Kind of Perfect for December. I want to finish this, but finishing it makes me emotional because I love these characters so much. Okay, and then on my Kindle, I have a few books that I want to read. I know I have them in my notes on here. I don't know if they're actually in my Kindle library, so I'm just gonna pull up both here. Currently in the middle of reading the Madison Kate series. I'm on book 2 right now. I'm 77% done. It's pretty good so far. Do I have them on here? No. I don't even have them on my Kindle. So I'm just gonna put the book cover on the screen. But the first one is Hollow Heathens by Nicole Fiorina, I want to say is how you say it. She wrote the Stay With Me series, which I have read up here. You can't really see it, but I absolutely loved that series. And this book is about like witches and like spooky fall stuff, and so I'm so excited to read it. It's actually 2 versions. There is a young adult and an adult version, and so I'm gonna read the adult version. I'm 22, almost 23, so adult for me. I'm super excited for this. Like I said, I loved her Stay With Me series. It was so good, and I'm so excited to read that. I like fantasy, like the vibes. Like I like Amo Jones's like Elite Kings. It's like not fantasy, but like there's like a whole nother like world in it, so it's like kind of fantasy, but I don't like actual fantasies. And so I feel like I'm really gonna like this book because it's gonna have a little bit of not reality in it, but romance too. And the very last book that I want to read this fall is by Mariana Zapata, All Roads Lead Here. And I honestly don't know much about this book besides that the main character needs a place to stay, and she ends up staying in this little cottage, and then a single dad and his kid lives in like the main house. The cover on this one too seems kind of fall-like, so I hope it's a nice cute fall read. So those are all the books that I want to read this fall. I should go back and look at my summer TBR video because I don't think I read half of the books that I plan to read this summer, but I'm such a mood reader, and so it's so hard for me to stick to like a TBR, but I'm going to try to this fall. I also probably won't have a September reading wrap up because I've only read 2 books this month, so I think I'm planning to combine my September with my October. So you guys will have to wait until the end of October for a reading wrap-up video. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like me filming in front of my shelves, definitely let me know. I'm standing up instead of sitting, and so this is fun. Let me know too what books you plan to read this fall, and if you have read any of the books that I mentioned in today's video, what you guys thought about them. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.